within a year and a half, they announced that everything they had said they were going to do, we can't do it. We're ending the school. We're putting the property up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And as I looked at that, I said, I have a moral issue.
Mm-hmm.
My moral issue is you'll end up with about $30 million profit.
Welcome to Jesus in the Upper Left, where we're talking about gospel multiplication in the Pacific Northwest.
Dr. Gary Friesen, welcome to the Jesus in the Upper Left podcast. For those listening, if you don't know me, my name is Oshawa Hawthorne. I'm the founder and director of Brilliance Labs, and I have the privilege of interviewing one of my favorite professors from my time at Multnomah Bible College. At least that's what it was called when I was there in the early 2000s. So Dr. G, what other names did they call you back in the day?
It usually went down to Dr. G, but, and we may get into it, I had a house close to Multnomah with 6 students living in it, and they called me quite a few things inside the house. G Money was one. I go, no, drop that one. G Money.
Okay.
But G or Dr. G is just fine.
Awesome. Now, for many people in Portland or have connection to Multnomah, your reputation precedes you. You're known for having been the author, and I guess still the author, of Decision Making and the Will of God. Hopefully there's no regrets in that decision. You were known as like the Narnia King. There's some certain things that went on at that house, and some really, really cool. You did tours, like a museum.
The house was like a Narnia museum. We can get details if you want, and I miss it.
Man. Wasn't each bedroom was like a different book?
Each room of the house was a different book, and then the living room we called the Great Hall of Care Paravel, and that was for items that were Lewis but didn't necessarily fit one of the books.
Okay.
And then it was fun looking for pictures, paintings, things that would remind you of one of the books. We had a stuffed snake for the silver chair, a little bit of everything.
Okay, man. I have a vague memory that you had a big screen TV hidden in a wardrobe, right?
When the people helping me decorate the house told me I could get a wardrobe from Europe, I said, whoa. And then something happened. Actually, the lady who helped me and her husband said, you snapped when I told you that, and the next time I saw you, you had a plan for every room in the house, and Narnia was on. But I figured if students were going to be coming over, got a collection of movies that I thought were good and engaging, and then I told the guys in the house, this is a ministry house. We want to wear it out. Bring your friends over. Let's have movie nights. Let's do good things together. The most fun for me were Bible marathons where we would meet for 8 to 10 hours and read scripture portions straight through.
Yes, I attended a couple of those. Those are amazing.
They're even more fun in Rwanda.
Ooh, I believe it. So then the last other thing that stands out in my mind is creation, fall, flood, Tower of Babel, scatter, and I could keep going, believe it or not.
And if you reviewed it, it would all come back. When I first started, Walk Through the Bible had just started, and its president was a teacher at Multnomah.
Okay.
So the headquarters was there, and so I knew him from seminary, so I ended up being a part-time teacher with them, and did their one-day seminars in the Northwest. And I was so thankful because I said to them, I need to tell you why I'm interested in working with you. I don't understand the genius of what you've written, and I want to understand it and then write my own and then leave. Does that bother you? and they said, no. And I said, sign me up.
Okay.
And they had taken the covenants out of it to appeal to wider. And that was something I wanted to be really strong within it, to show the unity of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I loved the training I got from them and then doing it. And now there's a walk through the Old Testament and New Testament in Kinyarwanda, the local language in Rwanda.
With the hand signals and everything, and or little dances, and you got
it's all there.
the whole body in there.
What they actually liked better, I had tried when I was at Multnomah to do a draw-through, like a historical line, key people, key places. You've seen those kind of things. And I said, I think that would be helpful. It never worked for me at Multnomah. But when I was heading to Rwanda, it was like, that idea needs to be revisited. So now we have a draw-through, probably 150 items on it, that covers the Old Testament and then places all 39 books historically where they fit.
Wow.
And our pastors with third, fourth grade education get a blank piece of paper, and most of them can do it perfectly. They literally can draw their way through the Old Testament.
That's amazing.
And see it and then use it in teaching. So we did one also for the New Testament.
Okay. Well, yeah, take a minute, talk a little bit more about God's calling in your life to go to Rwanda, and what's the ministry that you do there now?
Yeah, and it started in seminary. Biancato, a Nigerian that was at Dallas Seminary, he planned to plant 2 seminaries, a French one and an English one. We got to know each other, and he said, do you want to come to Africa with me and plant one of these 2 seminaries? And starting things that need to be started, I love doing it. So I said, yeah. I said, I need to finish my dissertation, and I need to get at least a little teaching experience before I create a school of teaching when I haven't done it at that level. He said, no problem. So I looked at a whole bunch of places to get to teach for 2 years, and I told them up front, no matter how well this works out, I'm leaving to go help Biancato. My dissertation will be done, I'll have some experience, and almost everybody moved me to the bottom of the list. That was part of why I told them. I wanted them to know they're looking for somebody who's going to be there with them for 20 years if it works out or longer. So got to Multnomah, and I said, they said, we want to hire you. And I said, did you tell the administration that in 2 years I'm out of here? And the dean said, no. And I said, not sign until you tell them. And so he comes back the next day and he says, well, they said, if we expect our students to be open to missions, why not our faculty?
There you go.
And the good side of me said, I'm going to like this place.
Yeah.
The cynic side of me said, I should have thought of that line. I could have made a lot of people feel guilty for turning me down. But it was a great time. Jumped in.
It lasted longer than 2 years, right?
It lasted longer than 2 years. God in his sovereignty. Biancato, I think he was 42, a top evangelical in Africa, and he tragically drowned on a vacation.
Wow.
So my 2 years turned into 37. And then as Multnomah started to change, I also got connected to Rwanda. A couple students from Rwanda were starting a Bible college there. And of course, I like that kind of thing. I'd love to be a part of it. And so they said, could you create a college library for us? And I said, don't know if I know how to do that. And they knew I had worked with books and selling books to students, creating missions.
I was your number one fan.
Ooh, good.
I figured out the hack was to volunteer at Dr. G's book sale because then you'd get first access.
That's right. And they were priced to sell.
Yes.
Our saying was, we price to sell, not to sit. And I wanted students to get a good library at a reasonable price. And then that money went into endowments to send students and faculty and staff overseas. So they knew that. So I got some student leaders together, said, want to try something that's impossible? And they got interested. And once they said yes, I said to them, the school that wanted to be, I'm in. We got a group of students. So that led to creating a library and then taking a team over there. And of course, when you go anywhere like that, you get to know who they are, what they. So when Multnomah started to cut Bible faculty, they announced it ahead of time, which was, I think everybody appreciated. And saying at the end of the year, we're cutting 4 Bible faculty unless this and this happens. And immediately when I heard that, I said, I should be one of the 4. I'd love to go and do that. So I volunteered immediately, and they said, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
You kind of jump sometimes. And I go, yeah, I do. So I said, okay, I'll think about it for a week. After a week, I was more sure. So on one of our times over there, interviewed with the principal, and then we took students over there with the books and trained the library how to set it up and got the whole thing going. So at that point, I really had a little background in Rwanda and knew what they were doing. I was interested in. So the library got there, and I got there the next year.
Wow. So you're a librarian then in Africa, basically.
Well, the school where I was working and enjoying, I was just teaching.
Okay.
And then the principal tragically died. And he was great. And so we had to kind of readjust. So for a while, I was full-time teacher, full-time librarian, and academic dean.
Okay.
And I told him 1 year,
Lots of hats.
get Rwandans for these positions. I'll continue teaching, but in 1 year, you better have an academic dean, you better have a librarian, and I'll help them. And I'm self-taught, so they won't get an official training, but they'll get the, here's a way of doing it kind of training. So I was doing all of those things. My students experienced the Bible marathons that you experience, and they loved it and said, we have to spread this all over Rwanda and Africa.
Wow.
And that became the start of a group called ABC, All the Bible in Community. which is a pretty good way to describe what happens.
Yeah.
You're in community, you're reading aloud, and then you're praying
Yeah.
what you have. So that's when ABC began. And then the school said, for government purposes, you probably should be under them. So my former students are all my bosses. I have
That's
a
great.
lot of bosses. And so I'm with ABC. I can teach for anybody. And then we had considered starting a school with a certain DNA that wasn't there yet. And that didn't work out, but step one was to get a library. So we had started in the process, and the Lord blessed that. I was like, well, we did it once for 20,000. Like, now I'm not even there. Now I can't ask students to help me. Can we even do this? And the answer was the Lord just kept opening doors. Part of it is all my friends are my age and retiring and have a lot of books.
Okay,
That
yep.
didn't hurt. No,
Yep,
that
yep.
didn't hurt. So pretty soon, in 3 years, we had 100,000 books.
Wow.
And good books from good people. And then the Multnomah Library became available.
Yeah.
And so my last trip here 6 months ago, through a series of events, we ended up getting 105,000 books in one boom. And so last time I was here, we packed them all up,
Amazing.
got them onto 5 containers, raised the money. Jessup, the new owner of that library, charged us $50,000.
Okay.
And the Lord provided that within the 10 days. And the books now are in Rwanda.
Amazing.
So our group does Bible readings, does pastor training for people who can't go to Bible college. That's most of the pastors in the country. And then we had the largest library in Rwanda and East Africa. And then when Multnomah's books came, the largest in the continent of
Really?
Africa. It'll be 200,000
Wow.
probably. And so we're in 2 large buildings. We can hold 200,000, we think. And then we started saying, this is too big of a gift from God to just be an independent library. We didn't become a school because the government of Rwanda wouldn't let us. They won't let anybody start a Bible college right now. And so at this point, we are looking to connect with a key Bible school or seminary with that library and make it a key African library where people come in and we have a place for them to stay, to do research, help them, and head out. I don't know if you've heard of the Tyndale House in Cambridge. And so we're thinking that model. And there's another one like that in Oxford called the Newton House. It's pretty new. So we're thinking we're going to be the Mitchell House because the library was named after John and Mary Mitchell.
Yeah.
And so we'll see, but we're in position for that. So here in America, I'm the director of raising funds. In Rwanda, I'm a voluntary helper.
Okay.
And they said, you are a head of theological initiatives. And I go, what
Awesome.
did you have in mind? And they go, we're leaving that up to you. You'll probably come up with some ideas.
That's
so at
great.
this point, I'll close with this as far as that ministry. We came up with about 5 or 6 things that answered this question. what does the whole nation need to be theologically strong?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard a question. Pretty quickly, we come up with 5 or 6. 3 of them are started. One was, our people have no money. The ones who go to Bible college, they need to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Bible scholarships, and we've got 9 of them right now. Those are full. That is school, housing, food, and transportation. 9 people are in Bible college at this moment. The second one was we need to get the theologians of the nation together like they do in most countries. So we started the Evangelical Theological Conferences. And you have to have a Bible degree, like a professional one. So we weren't trying to get huge. We were trying to get the right people there. So for the first one, 40, then 50. We just had the fourth one, 60 theologians. And the next one is coming up. And the last one was we need to have the biggest resources, theological resources in the area, and ended up being in the continent. So we're answering that question, and that's being a pioneer of those things, having experienced them in a country where they were already there and enjoying them, getting great benefit from those conferences. So we're starting those things, and I come back every 6 months to meet with donors who have helped us to make it possible.
Praise God. So I want to get to talking about the Multnomah family team, but the last thing around fundraising is for this next phase of this vision, because it's just beautiful. How much are you trying to raise? What's your goal?
Well, we try to be a year ahead.
Okay.
When I was at Multnomah, I said, I have a great idea. Nobody thought it was great, but I thought it was great. I said, let's get a year ahead, and everything we raise this year, we won't spend. It'll be the budget for the next year. And then they looked me in the eye and said, we're having trouble getting through this year. How are we going to get a year ahead? And I said to them, I have no idea.
Yep.
But when we started ABC, we had an idea. And that was simply, we don't start till we have the first year.
Okay.
And we're at a budget of about $120,000. At this moment, we have a $40,000 matching gift to finish. June 30th is the end, so we've added a couple days for calls to come in or mail to come in. We've got about 11,000 that I know of to go. And then that 40 will be matched and will be pretty close to budget for this year. And $1 goes a lot further on the mission field.
Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Well, thank you, Gary, for sharing that. Let's talk about the Multnomah family team. You guys set up a website. Remind me and our listeners what that website is, the URL, and then just what started it. What was the impetus for this this project or team, as you call it?
Well, like many alumni, I'm watching from a distance what's happening, and the school is changing, but then the last 2 years bothered me terribly. So I was actually in Portland when they announced we're giving everything to Jessup, and my first question is, I've never heard of them. They're actually doing pretty well as far as students and so on. And but we're giving it all to Jessup, and they are going to continue the Multnomah campus and the college. And they can do it, and that's why we're handing it over. And then within a year and a half, they announced that everything they had said they were going to do, we can't do it. We're ending the school. We're putting the property up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And as I looked at that, I said, I have a moral issue.
Mm-hmm.
My moral issue is you'll end up with about $30 million profit that Multnomah people for 85 years sacrificed to build, and you're getting it for failing because you're not doing what you said. Well, I said, I might be wrong. There may be things I don't know, but I just jumped in and said, I don't know anybody else who is. So I wrote to the Jessup board and said, I have a moral problem with what you're doing. My own feeling is what I just said, and I may be wrong. Let's get a mediator and kind of work this thing out as two Christian groups who want the same thing. So we got a small group together, and I picked the group because I didn't have much time of people I knew pretty well. So I said, I need somebody that cares about Multnomah and that is not going to do anything stupid and would be willing. And pretty quickly, both Jessup said, yes, we'll meet with you. And then I said, I've formed a small team. Can we meet with you? And they said, yes, of course. So our small team of 6 people, one person does nothing but pray. And then the other 5 are part of the interaction with them. So we met with Jessup, and I can give you some of the timeline, but we had only one goal, and that was to seek justice for the Multnomah family for the last 2 years of what happened. We weren't hurt. I mean, we were very sad about what happened, but nobody sinned against us. Nobody offended us per se. But we were saying that group did not get what you promised, and we want that straightened out. So everything done in private. And we met with them, and we started off, and it's been 8 months of back and forth. And I can tell you some more of that if you would like to hear.
Oh, yes. I mean, so from the perspective of an alumni, so I graduated in 2005, and I had gone to Multnomah because of a pastor in Hawaii who was an alumni from the 1980s. And so, like, even though I'm the only first generation from my family, there was a legacy that I saw that of impact that Multnomah had. Right? If it was Bible you want Multnomah. I wanted to learn Greek and Hebrew. I heard about from my pastor that was studied under Goodrick and Kohlenberger and flipped flashcards working security. And I said, I want to do that. And I studied under Dr. Wheeler and Carl Kutz and Dr. Christensen, and a wonderful, wonderful faculty. The mentorship, so many, like my generation of students, and this is true of probably every generation that went to Multnomah, but like many ways we're leaders in the church within Portland and around a number of ministries. Like just the impact is so powerful that Multnomah's had and its legacy. I think like others looking in from the outside after I graduated, I started to second guess whether I would want to send my kids there. And not because I thought maybe there was significant theological drift or like really deep issues, but it was more like, what brought me there isn't there anymore. And it seems they want to be more vocational. Well, there's actually really good kind of liberal arts universities that we're going to shoot for. If I'm going to be footing the bill for a liberal arts education, we're going to shoot high, right? I mean, this is going to be lower on our list. But if I had someone that just wanted a solid base in Bible education, or a kid that had ministry aspirations, the Multnomah of my era, I would have not second guessed for a second. I would have sent them to Multnomah. So I saw those things as it's just different, right? And then, like you and others, we saw, wow, look at the church the school merges with Jessup, and then, okay, it closes. And there is a lot of angst. There's a Facebook group, right, with the Multnomah alumni, and people have very strong opinions. Maybe people have different levels of knowing what really did happen, or did this happen, or he said this, she said this. So there's some of that, right? But there's clearly frustration and prayers and desires for more. There's conversations about, what could be started again? Would there be either life on that campus, or would there be some other way to bring about that legacy of Bible education to the churches in Portland? I've heard lots of thoughts. And so it's just powerful and encouraging to see you step forward. And so I think you said if we want to hear, you'd share some more. I think a lot of people would like to hear more. Would like to know how we can pray, who we can write letters to. Actually, just a pastor and Multnomah alumni friend sent out a long email with your website to a bunch of folks, and just like open letter, hey, go to this website, listen to this. This is really important. So yes, people care, Gary.
We knew they did, and they came running. So I think the Lord opened up the width of what we could do, but our purpose is still the same. But now we know a whole bunch of alumni are concerned, and we have a place for them to interact, and that's good. That wasn't our purpose, but we're thrilled. And then we are getting to know the people who want to start a Bible college out of the ashes. And that's not our purpose, but we're hoping to encourage them in any way we can. So it took on a life of its own. And the last 10 years, as the school changed, that was the biggest issue for me. I have nothing against a Christian liberal arts school. That's my own background. I think the two models that have proven to work are the Bible College and the Christian liberal arts. And anybody who's tried to do something in between ends up not doing it well. We're going to do both. It's very hard. And so as the school consciously decided we're going to move in that direction, my interest got lower being at the school. And then the idea of a Bible college starting in Rwanda really appealed to me. So you have that, but then the last 2 years, so at the end, over half of the students were on sports scholarships.
Wow.
And then you didn't have to be a believer to come. When it's crunch time and you're potentially going under, all kinds of decisions that you never thought you would make start happening. And I was in the behind the scenes as one of the leaders on where should we go in the future. And I was perfectly clear and easy to remember. Let's do exactly what the founders said, and do Bible and do more Bible. And if it's Bible you want Multnomah, or die trying. Not interested in trying to do something different. There's other good things out there already.
Yeah.
But a great Bible college that survives at a difficult time, that's one of, somebody said, well, there's a whole bunch of people that'll lose jobs if we die trying. And in my calloused ideas, I said, I didn't realize our mission was hiring people.
Yeah. You're an
It's
employment
not-
agency, huh?
It's not hiring people.
Yeah.
We're hiring people for the actual mission.
Yeah.
And so let's go after that mission. And if you don't have a strong one and you're just filling seats, you're not going to last long
Yep.
anyway. And there is a niche for a great Bible college.
Yeah.
Even if 90% go under, a great Bible college is always going to be there. And if we're not able to do it, let's end without debt, sell everything, and either give somebody a chance to start anew or hand it to somebody who is doing what we want to do. So that was my perspective. But the last 2 years were the concerns when Jessup came in and didn't keep that promise. So at that point, our little team started.
Yeah. So what's the progress that's been made? Where you said months of meetings.
I'll give you
Where
a
are we at?
quickie, but everything is on the website, and it's Multnomah Legacy Project. Multnomah Legacy Project. So there's a lot of things.
.com?
I'm not sure. If you put that in,
Multnomah
it'll
Legacy
get you
Project.
there.
Okay.
It'll get you there. And we have a timeline with all the documents. So every letter we sent to Jessup, every summary of a meeting we had with them, everything they sent back to us, documents on loans that were taken out. It's a big part of the part of the issue. So we had a Zoom with them, very polite, we liked the people we talked to, but they didn't answer any of our hard questions. So we came back and said, we want a mediator. You didn't answer our questions of how this is just. And they didn't respond. They didn't to that. They would say, we're really sorry this happened. We know you feel terrible. We didn't want it to come out that way. Dun, 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 dun. And we said, that's true, but that's not the issue. The issue is justice for that group, students, faculty, staff, administration, and board of what you promised and what happened. So they said no. So we keep going, keep thinking of new things that we can respond to them. So then we wrote to them and we said, okay, if you don't want a mediator, we're going to tell you what we think. If a mediator asks us what would be fair, and they ask us, this is what we would say, just so you know. And we said, we think Jessup should be paid back for everything it invested in Multnomah, kept it going for 1.5 years, took on some debt, and of course there were positives that came to them too. That should happen, but the campus should not belong to you to sell to pay off debts. We were aware, one of our hard questions to them in our first Zoom meeting is, you said you were ready to start a branch school and you could do it and you were going to do it. At that moment, you had $75 million in debt. How could you honestly say you were going to do that with that kind of debt? Those are hard questions.
Yeah.
And we had done our research.
And did you know if that debt was disclosed in the times of the original agreements?
It looks like it was, and that the president convinced 2 boards that he had it under control.
Okay.
I'm not positive of that, but I'm pretty sure everybody knew. I found out in 15 minutes on the internet, and I'm not that good with the internet.
Yeah.
It's public. So we started looking, and pretty soon we found that as soon as the campus became theirs, they started taking out loans using the campus as collateral.
Oh, wow.
15 million right away. Added 6 more later. Then another month later, 5 million. So
It doesn't
as
sound
we're-
like an institution in a strong position.
At that point, creditors own the campus unless you pay off everything well. So 26 million on the campus in loans, and then it got worse. So their situation is pretty strong. So the next step, when we didn't get response, was we said, we're trying to follow Matthew 18. Now, the tricky part of that is it doesn't mention groups, it mentions individuals. But we said, well, we're going to try to follow that as 2 Christian groups. So I've contacted you, and you were willing to listen, but you didn't respond. Then our team talked with you, and you didn't respond. And so now we're going to go to the church. We say, how do you go to the church? Who's above both groups? Well, we decided we'll do the best we can to send an open letter. Of course, it's on the website. And told them ahead of time, this is what we're sending out. You can respond, and we'll send out your response with it. So feel free to say that we think this is wrong, whatever. We'll print it for you and send it out with ours. And they said no, they didn't respond to that. So the open letter went out. And then about the same time, a news service, Christian religious news service, a really good reporter, he does an investigative reporter, so everything's out. And then at that point, we say, we need a website. So we create a website and put all the documents. So what happens? Well, what was only known by the president of Jessup and the board, now everybody knows. Jessup knows. Anybody at Jessup knows the whole situation. They're visiting the website faster than anybody else.
You know what kind of hits you're getting to, like the numbers on the website?
I've heard them, but I can't remember, so I won't say the number.
Yeah.
Bethany Myers created it. She's on our team. And she would know off the top of her head, but pretty good.
Yeah, good.
Because we're encouraging people to take a look. We don't know if Jessup, because of that information, but shortly after that, the president stepped down, the chief financial officer stepped down, and the person selling the property was fired.
Is this in the last 6 months?
Oh, yeah, it's all in the last 6 months.
Wow. Okay.
So there's a new president, interim at this point. There's a new financial person, and a new person that I have to ask if I want to visit the campus. I ask a different person now.
Okay.
And so we've met with them.
Wow. Okay.
And then we did a crazy thing. And remember, we have no positions. We're just an informal group of people who care about justice. We have no authority. We have no money. But we said, let's make our offer again. And the details are on the website. We think they deserve to be paid for what they did. And we came up with a number, and then we added a couple million to be generous. So we said, we would like to buy the campus for $12 million. This is not a business offer, because it's a bad one as a business. This is a reconciliation offer. If you accept it, you get paid what we think you deserve for what you did. And the campus comes back to Multnomah. And then our team said to each other, this $12 million, is that the $12 million we don't have? Yeah, that's the $12 million. But at least if they said yes, we could appeal
Oh.
to the Christian community and say, this thing is worth $30 million. And we have a way of reconciling, and the next news article can say they worked it all out.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
So now, but who or what is that entity that both pays the $12 million and then now stewards this big piece of property that all of a sudden has to be maintained and utilized somehow or resold to another group who will then use it? But then where does that money go?
And your question is good, because our goal isn't to start a new school. We hope to encourage those who are trying. It's not that we have to have that dirt, that plot, but the value of that campus needs to come back after they're paid. So we think it would be pretty easy either to form an official entity, or there's pretty good evidence that legally there is an entity. Because part of the promise between the two schools was everyone who's at the school will not only graduate from that campus, that was promised, but it will be a Multnomah degree. And you can't have a Multnomah degree unless there's some legal entity. So we might do something like our team, plus there are 2 Jessup board members that came from the Multnomah board. That was part of the agreement. So 2 of them moved, they disbanded, they ended, and they went onto the Jessup board with their responsibility to work with the campus. So I could picture a combination of people who then decide how we can either help a group who's starting a new Bible school like Multnomah, or Bible teaching kind of things like it, that group would then do that. And it might not be on that campus. That part won't matter. The value came back, and then a Multnomah group has a chance to say what I was hoping to do if they went under, and sell it, use the money to start another one with a group who has a chance. So those things we've barely thought about, because seeking the justice piece is what we're really after. So Jessup has been willing to go back and forth. The new administration we've met with them, and we not only like them, we feel for them. They have a huge debt they didn't create.
Yeah, they've inherited this situation, huh?
And they knew, they're big boys and girls, they knew what they got themselves into and were willing. And so that burden is on them of that debt and a due date coming as they pay off loans. And then we're a bit of a thorn in the flesh because we say you have a moral debt also. So we're interacting with them. And
are there other buyers that you know about or can speak to in the whole mix?
There have been many potential buyers, but there's so many difficulties because of the zoning. It must be a hospital or education.
Okay.
And you can't divide it up.
Wow.
If you could divide it up, and you could legally divide it up, but really, really hard. But if you divide it up and put houses on it, it would sell for more. But that's not an option.
Yeah, okay.
And the zoning people want nothing to do with that. They like to keep it as it is right now. So many people kind of have looked. There's one very interested right now. And in fact, we've met with them also to see if we could help them and back and forth. And so it's been fun to be with people who care about the same kind of thing. And we're trying to help Jessup. We're trying to help somebody who wants to buy it, partly because we don't know how God's going to work it all out. But we do know we want to treat each other properly and be at least faithful in helping God, whatever God is going to do with it. And then we're praying like crazy because it's way above us. What we could do, how much money would be involved, all those things. But it's... we felt like Multnomah was, the justice is there, and it was worth fighting for, even if we didn't think there was any chance of all these things happening. It didn't matter. With justice, you just jump in and fight. And then, however it turns out, you did your job. And so we're thinking that way. But the fun part is all these extra things. The library ends up in Rwanda.
Crazy.
Alumni are now getting together. The website has 25 videos where I'm sharing about the history of Multnomah, and we just did 38 more. So there's going to be like 60, and then we'll invite other people. So we've got a rallying place, and we know the people who have a heart for starting something new, and there may be ways we can help. So those weren't our purposes, but they fit, and then we're leaving the justice issue. But we're pretty persistent. I think we can say that. We're not just a thorn. We're a thorn that keeps poking, and we feel good about the new Jessup leadership. We feel good about the leadership of the school that wants to buy the campus, and we're just glad to be in the mix and praying and doing what we can.
I know I want to hear this. I imagine other listeners do too. Is like, how can we be involved? So, you know, some of our story with Central Bible Church and the vision to see the legacy of John Mitchell and that church planted into the city of Portland and into the nations, and so we would love to be involved. How can others and just interested parties that care about Multnomah help and encourage you, speak up, contribute? What is there to be done? Obviously praying.
And the website is good at directing that. So the open letter, we encouraged everybody to write and say, get a mediator, get this solved. We want harmony here. So that's still on there. Since we don't exist as an entity, it was really hard for us to even receive money. But we're putting some projects that are Multnomah related. So Multnomah people helped with the sending of the books, the Mitchell Library, to Rwanda. Praying probably is the most important thing, and letting others know. We're getting people who have certain skills that might help. So I'd say, if you're really interested, go to the website and skim over the whole thing. One, to see, are we correct that there is a moral issue? Maybe there's not. And then if you think so, step in, send an email, and then one of our projects that could come out of Multnomah alum that are related will be a part of that. So we had a prayer meeting today in the Dirk's Prayer Chapel.
Okay. Good memories there.
Everybody has a few good memories there. One of mine is I performed a wedding in there.
Okay.
Yeah, being able to get back into it and to pray with a group of people like that. But the website will give some ideas, and then Jessup needs to know we really care, and we want you to prosper, but we want justice to come at the same time. And we have no idea how that could happen, and we don't have to have an idea. We're just going to keep working towards it, and we'll see. And you know how when churches go down or other groups, the soil's ready to have something new spring up. And sometimes the something new holds on to the past mission and might even be better of knowing how to do it for the culture as it is.
Yeah.
So when those things happen, I've been a part of things, and I go, let's close well. Let's close without debt and use what we have to help the next in line who's ready to try that again. There's nothing wrong with that. Were we faithful to the end? Yeah. So let's do that.
Okay. So we're about at the end. If someone wanted to get a hold of you, is your email address on the website, or at least an address that goes to this team that we can communicate with you folks?
Yes, one that goes to the team.
Okay.
And if you want a few laughs, you can look up click on the team itself, and we have a current picture and one from about 30 years ago.
Oh, fun.
And we have changed.
I believe it.
And I encourage people to go to the videos. We have a video on the Holly Miller Scholarship, and that's still going under the seminary.
Okay.
And then on the library, we had done one before so someone can see it in Rwanda. And then my remembrances of things God did at Multnomah.
Awesome.
Would love to. Most of them are 4 to 6 minutes long, and it's just so good to remember what God did through a place that was imperfect, but we're seeking the Lord.
Well, God is not done with this story and the legacy of Multnomah Bible College and with Portland, Oregon. So we're thankful for you to come on.
Keep saying it.
And
I'll say it from Rwanda. You say it here.
Amen. Okay. Thank you, brother. It's good getting a time with you.
Good to be with you.
Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of Jesus in the Upper Left. We want to ask you a quick favor. Would you please subscribe so you don't miss a single episode, and share with those that are in your life that might benefit from the content. Hit the notifications button, rate and review, of course, and then head on over to upperleftshow.com where you can find bonus content, opportunities to connect with those around the city that are doing similar work as you, resources to help you, and just a way to connect to the community. We hope to see you again next time.